Namaste.
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 Are you there, Mike?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here, Bhagavan.
Yes, it's so nice to see you.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead. Any questions?
Thank you. The first question we have is about what will the effect be on our physical bodies as we go through this process over the next 2 years?
Yes. From past experience with people who are in higher states of consciousness, we would say the body feels light, it feels very energetic, you have a sense of well-being, and it becomes highly sensitive to sounds, smell, touch, and senses acquire a kind of acuity. They become very sharp, and it's very pleasant to be in this body and to move on. It becomes a delightful experience. You actually feel like a feather, very, very light you feel. That's what would be happening if all things go well. It's a beautiful experience. Next question, please.
Some of us are experiencing a lot of fear about the big transformations that may be ahead, and even about what's going on in the world now. So how can we face these fears?
Fear is a word. Whatever is happening there, you are naming it, you are calling it fear. Then all the problem starts. What actually happens is you are running away from fear or whatever is there, which is what you call fear. The actual fear is something else. What you call fear is the actual act of running away from it. If you were to turn around, confront the fear and soak in the fear, then see what happens. I do not want to say anything because then you would make that into a concept and you would expect. Please do this. Turn around, confront, allow it to eat you up. That's all. Do this and tell me what happens. I'm not going to tell you what happened. The act of running away is what you call fear. You never actually faced fear. You've been running away from it, running away from the tiger. And you say, oh my, such fear. Turn around, face the tiger. Let the tiger maul you, eat you up.
If you don't hear from us again, you'll know what happened.
Tell me, you try it.
The tiger.
Become the concept again.
Thank you. So the other question is, if thoughts are automatic, as you were telling us in the teaching just now for February, where does choice and free will fit into that?
See, there's no choice or free will. Once you get out of the mind, you would see how automatic all things are. It's so amazing. And it works beautifully and so on. It can take decisions, it does everything, but you are out of it. Choice and are only illusions. But as long as you are within the mark, it looks as though choice or free will. Even then there's no choice or free will. Then at least you have these illusions. You have this impression that you have choice and you have freedom. Not so. Why do people commit suicide? They have a choice. They have a free will. It is a suicide. What happens is, there's such suffering, such pain, and what happens, the womb gets triggered. Womb, let us say, you were floating around and enjoying yourself. The mind throws up an illusion. When you look at water, there's joy there. There's a pond or a lake or anything, and you feel that you want to jump into it because it is connecting to what happened in the womb. And then you jump into it and you commit suicide. And only after you jump in, the illusion stops, and then you want to get out. So the guy who wanted to commit suicide, after jumping in, is screaming. So also fire and light. So let us say you had a beautiful birth experience and you saw the light at the end of the tunnel coming out. Then when you are in terrible trouble, those scenes would be played up before you. And then you see fire, you mistake it for light. And then you joy. Thinking is all joy and bliss. So where's your control? You do not even know it is fire. You do not even know it's going to destroy you. You're taken over. Whereas you assume the guy knows it's done him to death. Not at all. It doesn't happen. It's simply pulled magnetically towards it. Very often you see people just before committing suicide are euphoric, or sometimes you're very happy. That's when you get fooled. You let your guard down, then the guy commits suicide. So where is the control there? So people talk of expressing the self. Well, But how many people keep expressing themselves in a positive way? Most of it is destructive. You know you got to study for your exam. You do not study. You are like a vagabond. You won't do that. You know if you speak those words, your marriage will break. Still you speak it. You know you can't behave that way in the office. You behave that way and check. Where is your freedom there? Where is that? You know these things are. So the self is expressing itself in a very destructive way because you have no freedom, you have no choice. But you feel as though you took that decision, your own choice, you spoke those words and got checked out. That is a big illusion to suffer from. But once you become awakened, you step out of the mind, it's functioning there on its own. You can do anything. You can do mathematics, you can do physics, you can take decisions all on its own. You would not be there because you are just not there. You never were there. You are not there and you will never be. The only thing is an illusion. It's a simple trick, that's all. Once you come out, it's all over. Then that you start living. That is why the translation very often happens in less than 3 minutes. Finally, you could be preparing for years. In 10 minutes, you just look over to the other side. So let me hope it will soon start happening to you. For a lot of people, it's beginning to happen. By the day it's increasing, I hope it will soon happen to you. Mike, shall we move on to the fourth question?
Thank you. So the other question we have is about the chakras and what advice you can give to help balance the chakras in terms of daily practice. Is there some food we should eat in particular?
There are certain techniques for
how can we balance the
chakras,
chakras?
in oneness we do not use those techniques. Instead we give some teachings which if you contemplate on, they automatically the chakras. We do not have time to go into another time you review those teachings. We give teachings for 7 chakras, and if they are applied in daily life, they automatically. And the other is the food that you are about. I have no about Western food, but for Indians, what I advise them is to go to an Ayurvedic doctor, find out what Vata, Pitta, Kapha, what those humors are. Because when you are born with a ratio, which cannot be altered in life. Once it's altered, you die. It's only when you awaken, it's altered. Otherwise, no. Otherwise, you would be. So to find out what exactly is your constitution in terms of these Ayurvedic principles, and then take the necessary kind of food. It can only be based on the individual. We cannot give a general prescription. What is your constitution? How much of Vata, Pitta, Kapha you are born with? That has to be by a good doctor. And accordingly, I don't know what Western food you eat, you must take it. Then also the chakras get beautifully balanced. So I recommend you consult a good Ayurvedic doctor. There could be other ways, but I have no idea of that. I can only speak what I know. There could be many other ways. So now, shall yes. Oh, I see. So now shall we move meditation now?